Right. Don't be worried, Rosie. I was going to say, looks like a tornado's been through here. Not quite a tornado, but oh, where should I put this for now? Over here. But yeah, some pretty naughty winds. Oh. Hello, everybody. Oh. Oh. Gorgeous. Oh, beautiful. We all need this, don't we? I think I can take my hoodie off. Yay! Right. Where to start? Oh, weed. I feel like you're really, really far away for me to talk to. What's that? Yeah, that's... Come on. Oh, suddenly there's a cloud. I don't want a cloud. Hang on, let me bring you a little bit closer. That's a bit better. Oh, breeze picking up now to play with sound. Yeah, I feel like I want you all closer because it feels like a quiet moment today. There have been... It's not going to be quiet. I'm going to chop into the bucket now. There have been quite a few people around. We're heading into the later afternoon now, but there have been so many folk around today, making the most of sunshine again. Yeah, there's been lots and lots of chatting, but folk have gradually sort of dispersed, gone home. I think there might be 2, maybe 3 of us left, so it feels like, yeah, this is one of those moments. I'm sure you all have it in your gardens too, where the whole thing just suddenly feels much, much more intimate rather than gardening in a public space. Right, what am I doing? Let me show you. So, for example, this is going to be really clunky. We're going to have shadow issues, but... Oh, noisy noise. Hang on. That's better. See what I'm doing now. I'm a bit out of the swing of videoing in the garden because it's very different to videoing indoors. So essentially, today I'm going to do some weeding in the herb bed. It's the perfect time for it actually, as things are just starting to come up, but also because we've had so much rain, so much rain this autumn, fly in the mouth, this autumn and winter. See how easily that came out. Yeah, there's been so much rain this autumn and winter, the ground is sopping still, really, really sopping, but that makes it, well, I was going to say almost perfect for weeding. Perfect for weeding, it would be a little bit drier, but at least, put it this way, it's not baked hard concrete yet, as it is in so many years. By the time we get to the end of March, and we've been dry for the whole of March, for example, this ground sets like concrete, and it's pretty difficult to get to pull weeds then. So this is a little sedum. It's one that Paul gave to me. The seed heads, sorry I didn't show you, they're pretty much, yeah, well and truly over. I can't off the top of my head remember one of our birds, I believe, likes sedum heads through the winter. So I've left, like I was saying, with the verbena. Actually, let me just turn you around a bit to here, because this is my next little bit. This is marjoram. I tend to leave all my sort of flower heads, stalks, and bent double. This doesn't work for talking and snipping. Yeah, I just leave them over the entire winter because, well, the seeds provide food, but also all this stalkery, it's habitat for insects. And if I'm creating habitat for insects, if there are places for insects to be, then insects are likewise providing food for the birds, so that's good for the birds. It's just good for all the wildlife in the garden. Okay, I think we need to sit up because that's all getting a bit too bent double. Oh, and I need to go and get some string from the shed. Oh, yeah. I think that will do. So. I was going to say, in the spirit of this quietness, the way sounds travel, just hearing a train. We're quite a ways from the train track. Okay, so in this spirit of quietness, and just while I sort of get my groove back with filming in the garden, and I'm putting my brain in straight, I just want to quickly tell you about, oh my goodness, a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful film I watched recently. It's available on YouTube, so I'll put the link under here. And it was called, I've got to remember this now, The Great Mountain Sheep Gather. The Great Mountain Sheep Gather. And it's all about I suppose a bunch of shepherds, but essentially it's narrated by one shepherd, mildly narrated. These are hill farmers up in the Lake District. So in that, first bumblebee, hill farmers in the same neck of the woods as James Rebanks. Remember, English pastoral, all of those, English pastoral and The Shepherd's Life. This particular shepherd, his sheep are actually up on Scarfell, which is a mountain. I highly, 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 highly recommend you have a watch. It's 1 hour, 40 minutes of beauty and bliss. It's quiet. That's why I'm sort of remembering to mention it today, because it's quiet here. It takes place, it's one day in July, and they're bringing the sheep down from the mountains right the way down into the valley to the farm to have their summer shearing. Loads, and what I really liked about it was there's no music in the background. There's no music, there's no artificial noises, nothing. Gorgeous. Because so often we watch these sort of nature programs, films or whatever, and especially if there's a bit of jeopardy, quick, let's underscore it with jeopardy music. So there's no music underscoring it whatsoever. So much of the photography has been done by drone. You can't hear the drone at all. This beautiful sweeping photography, it's stunning. Some of it, one of the cameras is actually on the shepherds. He's wearing a jacket, a camera on his chest, so we see it from his point of view. But the morning starts with, I think in total there are eight shepherds, and what does he say, 16 to 20 dogs that are going to gather the sheep and bring them down off the mountain. So we start high up on the mountain at Scarfell. These grey, craggy rocks. There's a mist has come in, a really heavy mist. By the end, an hour and 40 minutes later, we're down in the valley in sunshine in summer. It's like two different worlds. It's a truly stunning film, and like I said, I highly recommend it. I found it so quiet and meditative. Watching it, I could feel my heart rate slowing down. I could feel my respiratory rate slowing. Just everything was slowing down and just becoming utterly relaxed. Like I said, the videography, the photography is gorgeous. It's beautiful. And in terms of narration, there are loads of sections that's completely quiet, and all we can hear are birds. Ignore the aeroplane. To be out from under a flight path. Yeah, all we can hear are birds. You can hear the sheep baaing, bleating. You can hear, occasionally you'll hear one of the shepherds calling out an order to one of the dogs. Occasionally you can hear the dogs barking at each other. They get a bit excited and go a bit mad. So that's the main sort of soundscape of the film. But there is a bit of voiceover from the shepherd. But he's got a really lovely, gentle, quiet voice. He's got his lovely northern burr. And he's just sort of very simply describing what they're doing that day, but also what life is like as a hill shepherd. I mean, they're called hill shepherds, they're mountain shepherds. What life is like as a hill farmer. Talking about the state of hill farming now. Talking a little bit about the Lake District and his love for that part of the world. But it's few and far between, those bits of voiceover are few and far between. And what's also lovely, and it was commissioned for this film, a poet was commissioned to write some poems specifically about this gather and the life of the shepherds. See, that's what I mean about they come out quite easily when the soil's so damp. So this... sorry, distracted by weeding. So this poet was commissioned, Mark someone, sorry, I've forgotten his name. He was commissioned to write some poems for it, and then they're read by Maxine Peake. I love Maxine Peake. It's so simple, it's quiet, it's beautiful, it's hypnotic. Some of those shots, especially some of the shots from above where the sheep are wending through, as they're getting lower down in the valley, as they're wending through bracken, single file. Yeah, it's beautiful, it's stunning, it's mesmeric, it's quiet, it's calm. It's tough as well. I mean, when they're up in the mountain, crikey, I was thinking for the first half an hour I was watching it, I was thinking, oh, that's broken ankle territory. Oh, mind your step, mind your step. It's Herdwick sheep. They are the hardiest of all our sheep. But I was thinking as well, wow, those shepherds, they breed them hardy and tough up there as well, don't they? It's wonderful. Have a watch. I think it's lovely. And having described that, I've now just cleared a little bit more of the herb bed. I went and got my string. Where did I put it? It's behind me, because actually I've got a little bit more to do here. Then I'm going to turn us around and come over here, because there's a job to do and it's the ideal time to do it right now. I know I've got you facing into the sun, which is a bit naughty, but I want you to see it as well. Oh, gorgeous. Now, I'm going to have to do this slightly in stages. I'm over at the fence now, because the reason I said this is perfect time, I know you can't really see anything, can you? It doesn't matter, let's just enjoy being out in a bit of sunshine. The reason I was saying this is really perfect time to do it is because the rhubarb is going mad already. You know, we have a couple more warm days like this. I don't know what the temperature is. I think it's about 12 degrees, but actually out of the wind, sitting directly in the sun, it feels even warmer. Yeah, it's going to go mental. So before it goes mad, I can tackle this part of the garden whilst it's still accessible. Now, the first thing to do is I'm going to just cut out last year's verbena, and it's a bit of a right. I'm going right down to the bottom for this one. Hold on. It's a bit of a tangly mess, because I've got here the verbena, and they've grown to, in places, they've got to be like 7, nearly 8 feet high. What an amazing plant. So I should say it's Verbena bonariensis, which, just for reference, it's actually a really good drought tolerant plant. Now, last summer we did have quite a lot of rain, first time in ages, but yeah, it's good to know that it's a drought tolerant plant if we're going to have hot summers. Actually, hang on, can't make my mind up what I'm doing. Is that bit? Oh no, that's still attached. I think I probably do need to bring you round out of the sun, don't I? Because I want to show you stuff. So yeah, there's the Verbena bonariensis here. That can be up to 7 feet. I've then also got here honeysuckle, which was from a cutting I did, I think it was 3 years ago. The roses from a cutting, honeysuckle from a cutting, and there's a grapevine in here as well, also from a cutting. They've all been taking quite a while to get established. Are you grapevine or honeysuckle? You're grapevine, I can cut you down. And what I wanted, the ideal was that the honeysuckle would get up amongst the rose and they'd give each other support. And the honeysuckle has finally made it up to not just the top of the fence, but into the wires. I need to turn you around, don't I? Just 2 more seconds of this sunshine. Just a couple more seconds. and then I'll show you what I'm seeing. This is definitely a case of carpe diem. I had a slightly different plan for today, but when this happens, where are we? There. When this sunshine happens, let's get out. Rosie, where's she gone? Oh, she's moved. Rosie's been lying in the cold frame, getting nice and cosy. Right, I'm going to turn you round. So what I'm trying to show is this is all honeysuckle. It's wound around. Can you see that? That's actually, oh, it's dead. That's verbena that it found to climb. So that needs turning in. But look, It's right up onto the wires now. This bit, can you see? That's gone behind the rose, in front of the wire, behind the wire, coming in front. So that's well and truly established in there now. Then I've got this little bit. I'm just going to pop that behind this rose. Now, at the end of last season, I did do quite a bit of tying in with the rose, taking it sort of from one end to the other. Some good bits of tying in, and because of all that tying in, now with the honeysuckle, I can just I just want to find places to, like this, tuck it behind, bring it in front, tuck it behind. I don't really want to do too much. I mean, I've brought, string and scissors out with me, but I don't really want to interfere too much. I want to let this just sort of find its own way. So I'm just going to tuck that one just behind. Now, this, grab my secateurs. I've got quite nice coverage on the wires now with the rose, and I've got the main stem is here, but I've also got a sort of second. This is almost becoming another main stem. One going that way, one going that way. What I don't really need any more stems to go up because it's got enough. So this one I'm going to snip right out. So that's sticking out into the bed, and I don't want it in the bed. I want it up on the frame, because in the bed I want space for the rhubarb, and also things like, because it's a really, really, really thorny rose, when I'm bending down to harvest. I haven't got words today. Do you know what? I think the sunshine and the quiet has turned my brain off. Yeah, but when I'm bending down to harvest rhubarb, because when you harvest rhubarb, slide your hand down to the bottom of the stalk and tug it out. If I do that, I don't want to be bending and, eyeballs near rose stems. So that's old vine, that can come out. That's old, that can come out. So yeah, just making a bit of sense of it now. Before the rhubarb takes off massively and gets in the way, but also I think I can take, this one is sticking out as well. I'm going to take that one off the front. Yeah, get a kind of gosh, it's really hard to see in this brightness, isn't it? But I think that might do me. Let me see if holding you by the hand, I mean, let me see if I can help you to, I'm just going to, I'm going to take you off the tripod to show you a bit more closely I can move around and we can find the best light to see all this with. Rosie has moved out of the cold frame and, I shouldn't have said your name. We all like a bit of a bathe in the sun, don't we? Okay, so what I was trying to say with the rose, and you see what I mean now about how the rhubarb's really taking off already. So actually, I haven't checked out. See, this is where the honeysuckle cutting is planted. This is where the rose, oh my goodness, look, all those shoots coming out from the rose. This is where the rose was planted. So the idea, next to each other, and they can twine in. You can see how the honeysuckle, I might need to support this bit in. So the rose is coming here. The idea was to lay, which is why these sticks are here, to lay the honeysuckle, a sort of a line, and to come up to meet the rose, to then entwine. But you can see this piece of honeysuckle it's sort of twisted and anchored in a couple of places. Now you can see how the rose bifurcates there. So I've got a couple of strong stems and then a few more shoots. So I've got 2 good strong stems going down to the end, and any shoots that come, I'll tie them sort of up This side, there are more. Oh, it's like we're going to be right into the sun again. We're going to be back to that problem with the light. But there's about 3. And you can see how can you make out this one? That was sticking out the back, and it was going at right angles to the fence. So I've pulled it around under a bit of tension, tied it in, and it's now coming along the top. That's good. So I think I'll also, this one can come off today, and this one can come off, because they're both wanting to come over this way into the bed, and again, bending to harvest blueberries, scratch your eyes out and all that business, so they can come off. But I don't think I actually need to do any tying in, because I think now that honeysuckle has got enough rose to play with. But look at these, look at the shoots on it. This is all new growth. It's all new growth. All these shoots, beautiful. Yeah, it's definitely established and happy now. Look, I love the colour of these new shoots as well. So vibrant, beautiful, gorgeous, new life. Love it, love it, love it. And the rose itself, my goodness, everywhere you look. Literally new shoots every 5 centimetres or so. I wonder if we can look at this with the light up against this. These are all new shoots. Gorgeous. I'm going to keep a close eye on this over the next few weeks, because I might need to do some tying in with all this. I mean, it's just such abundant joy, isn't it? Joyful abundance. All this is new, it's all new, it's all exciting and lovely, and I can't wait. But I'm particularly delighted that the honeysuckle has finally made it from all the way down there as a little cutting about maybe 30 centimetres tall. It's finally all the way properly up into the rose, because what's more perfect than a rose and a honeysuckle twining together? Good. Right, I'm going to go and get back to my secateurs and snip off these couple that are threatening my eyeballs. Lovely. This is the best bit of all. Simply sitting and staring and being. Quiet. Well, once that plane's gone. Warmth on the back of my neck. Bird song. The sound of a neighbour raking. Oh, kestrel. Oh, blinded. Kestrel. All right, lovelies. I'm going to sit and be for a little while longer. So, yeah, we're sort of back on with the garden. I know it's a bit of a weird one today, wasn't it? It's not really so much about gardening as shepherding and being quiet. But gardens are that as well, aren't they? It's not all about doing. Sometimes the garden is about being really gentle and quiet. I love it. All right, lovelies, until the next one, look after yourselves. Cheerio.